On today's episode of Being Solotus, of Be Solotus, on today's episode of Be Solotus, we're going to be talking about this thing called self-doubt and or self-belief. When you're starting on something new, it's often difficult to believe in yourself and recognize the fact that it may be a slow journey, but continual progress is ultimately how life works. When you have a good idea or you think you might want to do something, say, just put it in simple terms, start working out and get in shape. You may start off with a lot of vigor. About a week or two in, your motivation starts to wane. You start to look for results and you may not see any right away. And it becomes quite discouraging. For me, I've experienced this a little bit with my clothing brand. More so because I finally went and told my parents about it. Told my parents about this journey and this project that I have set out on as a 19-year-old college student. I can't say they necessarily believe it's the best idea, but I believe in myself. And that's why I started all of this. That's essentially what the word Solotus and the Solotus Society stands for. It's a way of collecting and meeting individuals who have this same mindset as me. The mindset of I can achieve anything if I believe. And the only thing that has ever held me back is limiting beliefs held by myself and or imposed by others. Slow society is meant to represent breaking free from these limiting beliefs and starting to focus on and view yourself in a way that makes you happy. Another example, back to working out. If say you're an out of shape person, and in your mind and in your thoughts you view yourself and you say to yourself, I am fat. Of course you're going to be fat. I would say that's quite simply how life works. If you think of yourself as a confident person, you'll be more confident. If you think of yourself as a happy, healthy person, you will be happy and healthy. But right as you start telling yourself those negative sides of things, whether that's I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm lonely, you're going to start to feel more of those bad emotions. A big part of masculinity today is shunning those emotions, pushing them down, putting them into the deepest pits of hell, and then never forgetting about them, or never bringing them back up, putting them in a place that they won't ever be touched again. And I used to do that too, but it leads to a miserable existence of life. I think emotions are a good gift. Emotions are a natural gift from God. They are meant to be used as a source of guidance. When you think in your mind, if I were to tell you to think of painful events, think of that first heartbreak you had. When you think of that, you start to feel sad. You feel almost sick to your stomach, anxious maybe. And that thought alone is summoning forth those emotions. But it can go the opposite side too. If you start and you take the time to really imagine yourself as the person you want to be, you'll begin acting like that person. And as you begin acting like that person, it will reinforce the fact that you are that person, and then you will be happier. In the Bible, and throughout all the books that I've read, essentially, it says, ask and you shall receive. It means there is no delay between what you want to achieve and where you're at now. It just takes time to go forward to that moment. And what I mean by that is, say in my life, I want to be a millionaire. I know I will be prosperous at some point. Right now, I have enough money to cover the expenses and get things that I want. But being a millionaire would allow me to have a car, travel places, do all those things. And I know in this future life, in this future state that I will be in at some point, I will have everything that I have ever imagined, ever dreamed of. And it's just a matter of moving forward in a way that brings forth that reality. You're not really doing anything in particular if you want to get in shape or achieve something big. You're not doing anything special per se. You should just be moving forward in your life in a way that leads to that point. And that can once again go into any aspect in your life. You can go from anywhere to anywhere, but you first have to know where you are, and then you have to know where you want to go. My specific situation, I'm a 19-year-old college student. I have big dreams of financial prosperity and freedom. I have dreams of making enough money online that I can travel anywhere, be anywhere, and still produce a good income for myself. Now, right now, I'm a broke college student with maybe 100 followers across all the social media that I'm creating, and about, I don't even know, about $30,000 to my name. And that's depending if the stock market holds up and stuff like that. But life really isn't that complex. Most of the time, you think about something you want to do, and then you begin attempting to do it, and or you continue to think about how you're going to accomplish something, how it's going to work out, how you're going to get those views on these videos, for example, in my specific case. And through all this thought, it causes inaction. I find that we tend to be our worst enemies in most cases. Our minds and our thoughts, which are chosen by us, at least for the most part, end up leading to either suffering or happiness. Happiness may be a fleeting emotion, but joy is not. You can find joy and entertainment in everything that you do. You can become a person who is happy just about all the time simply by allowing yourself to be happy. Instead of focusing on all the negativity that you see around you, focus on your internal positivity. Ultimately, the only thing that you have control of is your mind. There's a beautiful book that I read one time. It's called The Way of the Superior Man. It essentially talks about balancing feminine and masculine energy. Because the world is made up of both. Okay, everything is either masculine or feminine. I view emotions as our feminine connection as men, our connection to the feminine side as men. Now, in this book, there's a specific line that says, I don't know it specifically off the top of my head, but it's essentially, when you step to the edge of fear, you will realize that you are always where you have needed to be, and you are always residing in a safe place, which is where you have always been. It is saying, when you step to something scary, when you go up and you talk to that pretty girl that's intimidating and it's making you nervous, you need to realize that no matter the external situation, you still have peace of mind. You still have the ability to control your thoughts and view yourself in a way that you are confident. You can speak to that woman. You can get that woman just by simply allowing yourself to be better, allowing yourself to feel better, allowing yourself to feel confident, allowing yourself to feel good, because that is the natural order of life. Social media, the news, influencers, all of this stuff leads to a negative mindset by focusing on the bad that's happening around you. You know, that one person in this random state, 1,000 miles away, got killed. Oh my gosh, that could happen to me. That's going to lead to negative thoughts. That's going to lead to feeling worse. And ultimately, being Solotus is releasing all of this negativity that is around you, all of this worrying and implications placed on you by the world. And that sounds complex, but it's really simple. Instead of viewing on everything Instead of focusing on everything that's going on around you, you begin to focus on what you want to achieve, who you want to be. And you think of that person. And you create such a vivid image of that person that you begin to be that person. It's really not all that complicated when you break it down into simple steps. Hey, and that's why I chose Act Like a Victor as my first release on the Solotus Society. I understand it's just a sweatshirt. I understand most clothing brands will release a collection of products and then try to sell that. But one, I want it to be my pilot round. And two, I want people to understand that my brand is built around embracing the unique character traits and identity that we all hold close to ourselves. All actions stem from the source. That source is who you think of yourself as. If you look at my room right now, it's fairly organized. Ignore the closet, it's broken, not my fault. But I view myself as an organized, well put together, smart, confident, caring, empathetic person. And those simple character traits are what lead me to make every single action in my life. I want to be viewed when I die. I want people to remember me as a strong, loving, honest, open, and supportive person. That's it. I want my friends. I understand that they might not always be my friends, but I want them to remember me as someone that was confident, happy, and was someone that they could go to in their time of need. Someone who would listen to them. And I will do that for any of you that are out there. If you drop a comment, join the Discord, anything like that, I will find a way to personally contact you, and I would be happy to talk to you about your dreams and support you. Give you little snippets of advice, things that have helped me in my personal experience. Just don't get me wrong. I've been through heartbreak. I've been through struggles. I've not always been this person that I am now. I've struggled with confidence my entire life. I still worry that people are going to judge me, even though I don't think anyone really gives enough of a shit to even think about me that much. It's still a thought in our mind. And there's all this talk about toxic masculinity or what true masculinity is and what it really means to be a good man in today's world. And I would say there is no specific definition. You have to come up with yourself and from your own heart what is important to you. When you decide what is important to you, you then move forward in a way that honors those important aspects of your life. I'd like to think that I'm a strong, physically in shape person. So, every single day, under that thought, that identity trait, I wake up and I move to go work out, move to do something physical. I view myself as an intelligent person. I view my knowledge as a gift. As it's a gift that should be owned and not homed and not taken advantage of. I think, and in my life, I've found the most help and the most success from switching my perspective on things. Everything can be viewed from different sides. I'm sure you guys have heard the parables about, hey, this happened, that could maybe be bad, that could not be bad, it could maybe be good. I don't need to go into that with you. But everything has a different perspective. That girl rejects you, maybe she's not meant to be you. Maybe she's not meant for you. Maybe you just dodged the biggest bullet of your life. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe you go out and you start doing something that you've been wanting to do for a while, whether that's like me, posting on social media. You're going to be worried about judgment, but ultimately, who gives a fuck? I mean, everything that happens in your life can either be viewed as good or bad. It's how you decide to view yourself as well. If you view yourself and you start beating yourself up for all these past mistakes you made or past decisions that you're not necessarily proud of course you're going to be in a constant state of depression. I've had periods of time in my life where I sit and I just focus on all the mistakes I made in the past. And it ultimately ends up making me make those same mistakes in the future because I'm focusing on what I did wrong in the past instead of what I can do correct now in this moment. And it also goes into the future. You don't always know your next step. I don't know how I'm going to become famous enough to actually sell the sweatshirts that I ordered. But do know that I am inherently valuable and that my life will be good regardless. I know where I'm going, okay? Maybe I find out that social media, clothing brand, maybe some type of coaching isn't my path to prosperity. But at least I had the confidence to try. At least I put myself out there and was willing to fail because there is no such thing as failure unless you quit. There's that gambling adage where there is no loss. You will win in gambling as long as you don't quit. Yeah, that's how life works. If you continue to put enough effort into something over an extended period of time, you will succeed. I can promise you that. You will achieve anything that you want. Quite simply, think of that new video game you play. I started playing Wukong when I first got my PlayStation 5. Let me tell you, I got my ass kicked hour after hour by these simple bosses. And now I can cruise through them. But why is that? Because I continued to fail and die enough times until I found success, until I learned the skills that I needed to succeed. And I'd ask you, why don't you view life like you view a video game? Why don't you view it as, hey, this first day I did shit, but that's completely okay. That's what is expected from me at this current point because I'm starting out, I'm new. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to try again. I'm going to get this much better. And then the next day, I'm going to get this much better. That's how I try to view my life. Try to view it as with daily steps and daily consistency, no matter what, everything will work out. Say all this completely drops and I wasted $3,800 on sweatshirts, my social media completely fails, I wasted hours and hours and hours on time. That's fine because I learned something. I put myself out of my comfort zone and I ultimately made myself a more skilled person. And through that skill set that I have now developed, I can maybe apply that further down the line. And I know I will be prosperous. I know I will live a good life. But I think people beat themselves up too much. You have to stop focusing on how you don't want your life to be, how you don't want your life to turn out, and start focusing on how you want it to turn out, who you want to be, and what type of person you need to be right now in order to get to that point that you want to get to. That could be anything. Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you want a family and you want a wife and family and kids, people that love you, and right now you're struggling to find a girlfriend. You can view that as, damn, I am so lonely. Or you could say, at this moment in time, I am alone and I can work on achieving my goals. I can work on becoming the person that I want to be. The person that attracts that ideal wife. The person that attracts that ideal life. The person who is strong enough, loving enough, confident enough to go and make a lasting impact on the world. Believe that we all have a gift to give. And I struggle because those gifts are shunned when we're just forced to go into school or go and live this dream that isn't made out for us. It's not our dream. And that is the point of the Solotus Society. Stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. Start worrying about what you want, who you want to be, and start thinking of yourself as that person without any limiting labels. Someone may come to you and say you're stupid, but you're only stupid if you start to believe that. You know, if you start to internalize the thought that I'm stupid, I'm not as smart as other people, yeah, you're not going to be as smart as other people. It's like one plus one has to equal two. If you view something as being so difficult that you are just struggling and you cannot do it, you will not be able to do it ever. And that's simply causing your own limiting beliefs and your own mental blocks. So I ask you, why wouldn't you be your number one support instead of your worst critic? There's a lot that happens in day to day life, and there's a lot going on in everyone's life. If you're looking for other people to support you and give you the motivation to go and do great things, you will never achieve anything. But if you take a second and you say, fuck, I am the only person that is cheering for my success constantly, 24/7. I am casting a vote towards that person that I want to be, and I am saying, I will be that person. I am that person. Life can be really good, but you have to support yourself and your own dreams. You have to start choosing the words in the description and who you want to be in the future. Stop getting blown through life like a leaf waiting for life to happen to you. Stop doing that. Start taking the time every single day just to think, hey, who do I want to be? How do I want to portray myself? How do I want to carry myself? And then start acting that way. Your life will make the most tremendous improvement it has ever made. And this is coming from a place of love. I hope for all of you to succeed in your dreams, to find success in whatever you set out to succeed in. That's what I'm praying for. But ultimately my prayers only go so far because I'm not inside your head. You don't start finding a way to think in a more positive light about everything. There may be stuff that you don't want to do. I don't always want to go work out, but I remind myself I'm a person who is physically strong. I like the thought of my physical being a representation of my mental strength. Strong body, strong mind, strong spirit. And from that point, and from that place, you will always be happy. You could have the world and still be happy. You could have nothing and still be happy. But that all stems from identity. And that is why the Solotus Society is so important to me. Solotus is defined as being released or unbound from any constraints or limitations. That is the mindset that you need to start having if you want to make a significant improvement in your life. You need to start allowing yourself to dream of the impossible. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to find joy in the little things. And allow yourself to enjoy every step along the way. Life ultimately isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. How much fun can you have in a day to day basis that will lead to the life you want? And it's pretty simple. If you simply take wherever you are right now, figure out where you are, figure out the person that you are, and start taking note of the thoughts that you currently have that created this person. And then think of the person that you want to be and start thinking of ways in mindset in how this person would act, how this person would think, how this person would go about solving a particular problem, how this person would go about talking to a girl, working out, and then start being that person. You're never stuck. Growth and change is constant, whether you want it to be or not. But it's only possible to move and make that. But that change, that change can either be towards the person you don't want to be, or continue to be that person that you currently are, or that change can be put in towards the person that you want to be. And that all stems from self thought. It's what you tell yourself on a daily basis. I wake up, I brush my teeth, and I say to myself in the mirror over and over again, I love you. Why? Because I do love myself. I support the person that I am. I support and appreciate the situations that I'm willing to put myself in to grow, the risks I'm willing to take, the uncomfortableness I am willing to experience that then will put me out on the other side better off. Once you go through a challenge, you realize it really wasn't that hard. Once you get done lifting a heavy weight and you put it down, you realize that wasn't really that hard. It was only difficult during the moment. And change can be extremely painful. I recognize that. Change can be uncomfortable. Change can be this infinite journey because you never stop growing. And anyone who says they peaked or reached their max potential, they didn't. They're actually just decreasing in their worth. They're losing knowledge. They're taking steps backwards in life. And maybe that's what they want. But if you're anything like me, you want to progress towards a life that you are happy to live, a life that you wake up literally loving, a life that you wake up excited to. And in order to create a life that you wake up excited to, you have to choose to create that life. You have to choose to be that person that makes you excited to live every single day. That person that goes out of their comfort zone, tries new things, and is excited to fail because failure is really just the next step towards the person you want to be. There's a nice thing that my dad has always, I say preached, but it's on my wall right there. The license plate that says never quit. If you quit on yourself, there's nothing left to do. If you're not willing to support yourself and make those little steps towards that person that you want to be, start thinking of yourself as that person you want to be. And I say this, but most of you probably don't even know the person that you want to be. Most of you probably don't even consider it on a day to day. So if you simply just start thinking about who you want to be and acting that way, you will be worlds ahead of your peers. You will be worlds ahead of the people around you. And it all starts from thought. And that is what the Solotus Society is for. It is for people who refuse to be held back by limiting beliefs. People who choose to bet on themselves against all odds. People who choose to find a way to think and view themselves in a positive light. And then, when you are happier, you have a larger impact on those people around you. Do you ever notice how some people have what we call aura? They walk in a room and people notice them, attention is naturally drawn to them. Well, that's because they're living as the person that they are meant to be. They are magnifying and embodying that true good self that we all are. They are looking at themselves and looking at life in a positive way that is accretive and matches with that true inner being. And that true inner being is our one gift in connection to God. I say God, whatever you want to call it. You can refer to it as source energy, anything. That all lives within us. And that is good. So, those people that are able to embody their aura or have what you would call aura are really just living their life the way that they're meant to. They're viewing themselves as a human who makes mistakes and then you move forward and you grow from it. It's a human who can go from anywhere to anywhere, who can achieve anything simply by believing in yourself. And when you're that confident and you know that it is confirmed so deep in your soul that no matter what you do, you will be successful, you will achieve great things, you will leave a lasting impact on this earth, nothing can stop you. Nothing at all. Nothing can hold you back. You can be exactly who you want. You can have everything you want. You can have that girlfriend of your dreams. Have that family of your dreams. You can drive that car that you have always been dreaming about. And it all simply starts by playing and believing in yourself. So I said at the start of this video, today's topic is self-doubt or self-belief. There's two sides. You either have an idea and you tell yourself all the reasons why it won't work, or you have an idea, and you start to think of all the ways that it could work. And I want to ask you, would you rather be the person that when an idea comes to you, an opportunity comes to you, you're pessimistic and you say all the reasons why it won't work? Or would you rather be the person that says, hey, that could work. That idea is good. I'm here to support you. And then think about how each way would make you feel. If you're a half glass empty type of person, you probably feel pretty shitty most of the time. But if you're if you're a glass half full type of person, you're most likely pretty happy. You're feeling pretty good most of the time. And then from that point of good feeling, you can have a more positive impact on people's lives. I mean, maybe that's your purpose. I think that's what my purpose is supporting and helping people become that person that they want to be. I don't think I'm special. I just simply believe in myself more than others. And that self-belief, even though at some points it may be delusional, it has never led me wrong. It has never. And it has helped me through more battles than I could possibly imagine. So, if it comes between self-doubt and self-belief, I ask that you simply just believe in yourself. Because who else is? I'm betting on you. But my bet on you only goes so far if you don't believe in yourself. That was my spiel. And if after hearing all of this, did it make a difference in your life? Then that's what it is. But if it did make a difference in your life, I want you to comment be Solotus or drop your Snapchat, drop your number, drop your Fortnite username, anything. I would be happy to talk to you. I would be happy to get to know you as a person and be your friend. Be your number two supporter outside of yourself. But I am here to help. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to do whatever I can to support you in your dreams. That first step, though, has to be taken by you. You have to start choosing who you want to be and then being that person. It's a pretty simple formula. God says, ask and you shall receive. You ask for strength, you have received strength. You have all the gifts that you could ever need to do whatever you want. You pray to God and you ask for, I don't know, you ask for that car. Ask and you shall receive. Know that at some point in the future, you will have that car. You will drive that dream car of yours. And right now, your entire job is just to be happy. It's to find ways to enjoy the little things, enjoy the step after step after step to get to that point. And it's exciting. You should be excited. You should be excited to wake up every single day and view today as a new opportunity to experience new things, meet new people, make new friends, and get one little bit closer to that person that you want to be. I don't know what else I can tell you right now, but I believe in you, and I'm here to support you. I'm here to be your friend, and that will never change. There's a simple thing that may help anyone that made it this far in the video. This thing called, at least I call it, the win of the day. Find a friend, find a family member, find someone you can text every single day, and you ask them a simple question. What was the win of your day? Sometimes, for me, it's quite simply just being alive, staying positive. Other times, it's a good workout that I had, maybe some progress that I made. But it's a very simple way to start viewing your life in a more positive way. You end the day thinking about everything bad that happened during the day, you're going to be sad. You're going to wake up tomorrow with those same thoughts, and then you're going to repeat the cycle. More bad things are going to happen. Your life is going to be in a downward spiral. But if you are willing to look past all the bad things that happen and focus on the good that happens in every day, your life will begin to go in an upward spiral. Because as you focus on the good, you will see more good. As you focus on bad, you will see more bad. That's simple psychology, confirmation bias. What you're thinking, you see more of. So, Start thinking that you're good. Start thinking that you have inherent value. Start thinking that whatever anyone else says about you, these limiting beliefs, these limiting labels that others want to impose on you, they don't matter unless you internalize them, and then it becomes a problem. But if someone looks at me and says I'm a fucking idiot, whoop de doo, that's your opinion. I think I'm really smart. And then I move forward from that place. And I go and do really smart things. Pretty simple. Life is good. Spread positivity, spread love. I'm going to end the video here because I could keep on going on forever. But I got to save stuff for other videos. So today's topic, self-doubt or self-belief. I'm always going to vote for the self-belief. So remember, be Solotus, be that person that you want to be, and love openly. Penetrate the world with your love.